The other people.
How's things going for you? You said you're a little
Um,
sad.
I was a little sad, and that someone that I didn't even really know yesterday um, had committed suicide,
Oh, dang, I'm sorry.
and somebody that they had often came when I was when I was working at the ABC store. They had come in there often, and they had often spoke to me, but I didn't really know them outside of that
Mhm.
arena. But when I saw that they had done that, it just got me thinking, because all these pouring, one of the most devastating and sad things I can not can think of all time, but with social media, is go to somebody's social media that's passed away and read the comments of people that like love them, or friends, or all these people that in this case knew nothing was wrong. It's sad. So yesterday I was actually, hey John Lee, I was pretty sad reading those things, because I'd encountered this guy probably a handful of times, and he was always friendly. He enjoyed watching some of the Amos sketches, because him and Amos were friends. So that was kind of weird, and it got me thinking about how you never really know what's going on the inside of the person, even if they're projected like fun, or they're outgoing, or everything seems to be fine, and then deep down they could still be this hurt person that you had never known anything about like that. So I was just a little sad about that yesterday, but it got me wondering why, like, why do some of these kind of things affect us, like people that we don't know, or when celebrities die? Have you been sad when a celebrity died? You When Michael Jackson died 10 years ago,
Mhm.
I mean, you're the one who had messaged me, and I was driving back to DC at the time, and I couldn't turn off the station listening to that the entire time. And once he actually died, I did cry. I was sad, and I
Yeah.
think you said you were too.
Mhm. I remember the first celebrity death that really impacted me was Chris Farley. Because I remember when like Princess Diana died, there was a big thing about it. We used to talk about it all the time, but I didn't really like know who she was.
And you probably didn't have a connection with her, really,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Which they were all, our history teachers always trying to put it in context, but I just didn't understand. I didn't really know, and she wasn't really a part of my life, I guess. But
Yeah,
Chris Farley was very much a part of my life, and I remember when he passed, it was just that one hit like right in the gut. I didn't really cry. Like I didn't really have the emotional connection of like knowing the person,
yeah,
but I did because I felt like I knew a portion of that person, and that would never come back. Like they
right.
would just never be there ever again. Like there would be no more Chris Farley interviews, no more Chris Farley sketches, no more Chris Farley. So that personality that you kind of fell in love with is gone.
Yeah,
It'll never come back, and it's only like history now. And that was the first one that hit me where I really, really thought about that.
yeah. I had like something like that with Brandon Lee. I rewatched a movie of his, but when I was a little kid, he died making the movie The Crow, and he died on set. So that one really hit me. And then, like you said, Chris Farley. And
Mm-hmm.
then one of the most recent ones, I mean, it's been a few years ago, was the Robin Williams
Yeah.
death, because he was another one. I mean, he'd often talked about some of the problems he had off screen, but would you have ever imagined that he would be somebody that would take his life?
Yeah, it did that. No,
And he
it,
brought laughter and joy to millions upon millions of people, yet he was suffering inside. So I was found, like the sad clown was always kind of depressing and gloomy, you
yeah.
know, and sad in a way
And
as
I
well.
watched. It's interesting because I go through phases where I like study people. Like I
So
went through a phase where I studied Ed O'Neill for like months, and every video I could find about him, I would watch, and everything I could read, I would read. But I went through a phase with uh, with Robin Williams, and like watched some of his like some of his appearances on, was it David Letterman? I think that was always on, or whatever it was. But he was just like off the wall, crazy, like high energy, and like I admired that, but at the same time I was like, how is that the same person
Exactly.
that took his own life? And I know that he had come, and you just like, you can only empathize so much because you're just not that person. But but he, like, he was just so full of life, and he got I think, didn't he get like the devastating news that he was starting to like the early stages of like dementia
Yeah,
or
yeah, yes, or part whatever. I think whatever Michael J. Fox has, I think is what.
oh no, I thought it was a for like
Like something that you can't, like forgetting things.
dementia.
Maybe that's what it is then.
Yeah, um because when I saw that, I was like, you never can figure out, wow, it's been 6 years since he died.
Yeah,
That's
which
crazy.
was weird when that did occur. When I found out, I was working at this game store part time, and I happened to have a Robin Williams Live on Broadway DVD in my hand. When somebody
Hmm.
texted me, "Did you hear the news about Robin Williams?" I went, "No, I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. It was some kind of some form of dementia that he
Okay.
had been diagnosed with. Even the same thing with, I usually don't get this as much with athletes, but when Kobe died, I wasn't a huge Kobe fan. I saw him one time, which was really kind of cool, but I wasn't like, diehard Kobe
Yeah.
fan. But that one, somebody texted me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, did you see what happened?" And I got first thing I did was get on Twitter, and I saw that the helicopter was missing, and I was like, yeah, it just breaks your heart. You just like,
Yes.
especially when you find, because that they're leaving people behind too.
Yeah.
And right now, I mean, at this point, they're like, they can't feel anymore, and they can't, they're just not alive anymore. But there's so many grieving people that loved and cared about this person, and it's not somebody who died at 95. I
Right.
get sad for people who die at 95. I really do. But you get to 95,
It's not the same as if you're 30 and you die, or
you've
15.
accomplished a lot in your life, and you've lived a full life. When you die in your 40s or 30s or 60s, even 70s sometimes,
Yeah.
you still got time to go. So it's really, really sad. Wow, this show is taking a turn.
Yeah. I brought the show down.